what I was talking about earlier in terms of we need to be teaching students mindfulness, meditation, to be able to deal with self-care, there's studies out there that are now proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that this kind of training will improve the types of clinicians and counselors that are getting out there and practicing in the field.
Yeah, agreed. This was a longitudinal study that was done, started with freshmen, followed them through their senior years. They were given the options of practicing yoga, meditation, and Qigong exercises. And all of the participants in the groups getting the training reported that they fared better, and they fared better in ways of their overall well-being, their confidence, their overall health, and their belief in their abilities to empathically connect with clients were all increased in the group that practiced one of these stress-reducing exercises on a regular basis.
They also said in that study, if I remember correctly, that they were going to continue to do this. And so this will be a practice that they take with them in their careers.
Right. They developed some really healthy, lifelong habits to help them throughout their careers in mitigating the natural stress which we encounter in the helping professions.
Humor. So laughing is the best medicine.
So they say, and I mean, I tend to believe it. Again, I mean, if you look at little children, they laugh a lot. They laugh a lot more than we do. I mean, they'll make funny faces at each other, they create jokes, and they create humor. You know, so when do we lose that in life? Why do we lose that in life? It doesn't make any sense, you know. One of the exercises I like to do with my staff, and just sometimes when I meet new people, is I ask people to tell me jokes for that very reason. Number one, I want to learn some new jokes, and number two, I want to laugh because it feels good, and laughing is a form of deep breathing. So, I mean, this is an exercise and this is a practice that you, without a doubt, need to incorporate into your daily routine.
And laughter can come from thinking things are silly, from watching a silly movie, laughing at a silly joke, or laughing at yourself. These are all things to look at where you can find humor in your world, in your life.
Yeah, and if you don't have a sense of humor, that's a pretty good sign. And if you don't know a joke, go learn one, okay? Because you need this. We need to laugh. It's one of the beautiful things about being human. So, that being said, let's give the viewers yet another practical exercise that they can use on a daily basis.
Practical exercise. Mindfulness. Prior to beginning, you may wish to warm up using the breathing and progressive muscle relaxation exercises you learned earlier. Remember, this exercise may also be performed lying down, sitting, or standing. For this demonstration, we will use the sitting position, as it is the most traditional. The actual position is not as important as being comfortable. But to prevent yourself from falling asleep, keep the eyes open. Begin by getting in a comfortable position. Focus on your breathing. Notice the thoughts coming into your mind without judging them or attaching further thought to them. Allow your thoughts to come and go. Notice the transient nature of your thoughts. Smile. Feel yourself relaxing as your thoughts begin to slow and finally stop. Breathe. If you are having trouble letting go, focus on your breathing. Be present. Be here. Once you reach the state where thoughts are absent or extremely slow, this is the heart of the exercise.
Practice this state for 5 to 10 minutes.
And when you are ready, allow your thoughts to return at a normal pace. Are you feeling relaxed?
some tips on controlling stress might seem common sense, seem like things that we would just remember and we should know, but we don't remember them.
Well, whether we remember them or we should know them is not the case. We don't practice them enough. And that's the key, is put what you know into practice. Take that knowledge that you have and utilize it. And not just once a week, and not just when, you go to the gym, or when you're reading that book, or when you're eating that favorite meal, but do things all the time to help alleviate your stress. Make it part of your daily practice. And if you can think of it as a way of life as opposed to an activity, oh God, I have to do my stress reduction exercise. That's the wrong attitude. Let's just make it part of our daily existence and constantly be checking in with ourselves and constantly doing the little things to help reduce our stress level throughout our day.
And it doesn't have to be big, huge changes, because that can seem overwhelming for a lot of us who are already stressed. Oh man, I didn't do my stress reduction activity today. So pick 5 minutes once a day and just start practicing it.
Right, or in between clients, do your mindfulness exercise, or do your breathing exercise, do your progressive muscle relaxation exercise. These are all things that you don't have to throw on your gym suit and run to the gym and do. You can do them in your office, in your chair, in between clients, or any time during the course of the day to help you out. You can do them once a day, or you can do them 100 times a day. It's up to you, whatever you feel that you need. But make these things part of your daily life. Make sure you eat right, make sure you sleep right, make sure you do get exercise, not chronic exercise, because that can cause stress as well, but regular exercise. Do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself.
And as always, moderation.
Right. Moderation is best. Any extreme can cause problems.
Having a support system is extremely important. We've talked about how utilizing supervision and peer supports are important when we're talking about clinical issues, but we're social beings, and so we need to have a support system outside of work as well.
Yeah, have friends and family. Don't shy away from them. And don't isolate from them. Use them to your advantage. Use them for what they are intended to be, is support. We all have to support each other. It's like you said, we're social beings. And so if you eliminate that component from your life, or you isolate yourself or shy away from it, then you're really keeping yourself from something that makes you intrinsically human.
And when you're practicing your mindfulness exercises, you might start identifying some thoughts that are related to your social support system. You may have individuals out there in the world that are your friends that are actually seeing the world, the glass half empty, and actually creating more stress in your life. And you might have to make some decisions on how you're going to build your social support system. Do your friends make you laugh? Do they support you? Do you help each other out?
Yeah, or are you still at work when you're dealing with your friends and your family, and that can be taxing. And that's the type of situation that leads to that chronic stress, because you move from the stress of dealing with your patients, now you move into family situations and social networks that are also stressful. You as a clinician have no escape. You have no relief at that point. And sometimes we do. We have to make tough decisions about our lives and be willing to change. And again, we have to accept change as a constant and as a reality in our lives. And sometimes that change isn't always pleasant. But we can make tough decisions that perhaps somewhere down the road can make it easier for us to be happy.